Hi everyone, Mrs. Ailstock here. We're going to go over IXL assignment ZZK, calculate mean, median, mode, and range. So first, let's have a little note sheet here. This can be really helpful for you to either jot down in your notebook or take a screenshot of, because I know it's really easy to accidentally get these mixed up, especially since 3 of them start with the letter M. It's easy to get them confused. But this note sheet is really nice because it gives you the name, the basic one-word reminder of what it means. Then it tells you how to do it in word form and gives you a couple different examples at the bottom. So it's a nice comprehensive note sheet. For just a quick little review here, reminder that your mean is another word for average. So to find that average, you add and then divide. The median is that middle number. I is in the middle of the word median. I is the second letter in middle. Median is middle. In order for you to find that median, to find that middle number, you do have to put your numbers in order from least to greatest, then locate the middle. Mode is for most. MO for mode, MO for most. That might be the easiest one to remember. And that is just the number that occurs the most often. And then last but not least, we have our range. Our range is wanting to know the range, the overall span of our data set. So to find our range, you take the largest number and subtract from it the smallest number. Now, because we have 4 different types of problems we want to get to today, I have gone on to IXL and just taken a picture of the problems. So that way we can ensure that we get 2 examples for each. So even though you're not going to see me directly on the IXL website, all of these problems have been taken from IXL, and it will still prepare you for assignment ZZK. So let's start off with mean. So remember that mean is another word for average. To find the average, we are going to add up all of our numbers. So we are going to add 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 8. And that will give us the first part of the problem. All right. Well, if you are in, Florida and taking the FAST exam as a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, you do have permission to use a calculator on that. Therefore, on this assignment, you also have permission to use a calculator. Because even though these numbers are small and you definitely can add them, since you're adding a lot of numbers, it can be helpful to use a calculator. Just make sure that you don't miss any when you actually do that addition. So when we add all of these data points together, we get a total of 36. But that isn't our final answer. To actually get the average of those, we're then going to divide by however many numbers there are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 numbers in our data set here. So we are going to divide 36 by 9, and that will give us our final answer. That will tell us the mean. 36 divided by 9 is 4. So the mean, the average of this data set is 4. All right, let's do one more example, finding mean. This time we have a real world scenario here. So Nina weighed 9 blocks of unknown materials for a science experiment. The blocks weighed as follows. What is the mean weight of the blocks? So we are asked to find the mean, which is another word for average. So honestly, the steps to this are exactly the same. It just kind of helps us, get a little background as to what these numbers are. In this case, she collected some data and she wants to know, well, what was the average weight here? So we can add up all of our ounces. And when we do that, we get 36. Now that is a coincidence. You won't always get 36 when you add. I know that's what we got on the last one too. So we add all of these up to get 36, and then we divide by however many numbers are present. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, another coincidence here. So when we divide by 9, we get a total of 4. So the mean, the average weight of these blocks is 4 ounces. All right, let's move on to median. So remember, median is our middle number. In order though for us to find that middle number, we do have to take our data here and put it in order from least to greatest. So that reminder as we go into our first problem here. So Bryce started doing sit-ups to prepare for the school fitness test. On 7 days, he did as follows. What is the median of the sit-ups that he did? All right, first up, let's reorder these in order from least to greatest because we need that if we want to find the median, the middle. All right, down here in blue, I have reordered them from least to greatest. I did take out the labels. If you want to label it, you can, but we're really just focusing on the numbers for right now. So now when we want to find that median, I typically just go on each end and start crossing things off until I reach that middle. So we'll cross one off on each side, and we'll keep going until we reach our middle. So in this case, the median number of sit-ups that Bryce did was 8. All right, let's do one more. What is the median of this set of numbers? So what do we need to do first? Put it in order from least to greatest. All right, I have ordered them from least to greatest. One thing to always double check is that you didn't forget any numbers. So a quick way to kind of do that is add it up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. And I reordered them. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. That can be a quick way to double check that you didn't miss anything. All right, let's find our median. Let's find the middle. So we're going to cross them off, one from each end as we keep going. And looky there, I don't approach a dead center. I have 2 that are in the middle because there's 3 that I've crossed off on the left, 3 that are on the right. So when this happens, when you are given 2 center numbers, we do need to find the true middle. We need to find the true center. So sometimes in a problem like this, when the numbers are really close together, you could probably picture a number line in your head and say, hey, well, if I have 7 and 9 on a number line, 8 is directly in the middle. But if the numbers are farther apart, or maybe you're working with decimal values, it may not be so easy to know what falls in the middle of those 2 numbers. So a foolproof method is you can honestly find the average of those 2 numbers, and that will give you the middle. So you can add the 2 numbers together. 7 plus 9 is 16. And then if we want to know what halfway of 16 is, what half of 16, because half would be the middle, then you can divide by 2, and you will get that same answer of 8. Okay? So whether you are given a set of numbers that have an odd set of data, that will give you 1 exact center, but if you're ever given a set of numbers that it's an even set, then you will get 2 numbers in the middle, and you'll have to find that true median, that true middle. All right, now we have mode. So remember that mode is the one that occurs the most often. So we just want to look at our numbers here and find out which one occurs the most. You could choose to put them in order of least to greatest. That would kind of group them together, and it might make it a little bit easier for you to see how many there are of each. So we'll go ahead and do that for this one. So when I put them in order from least to greatest, it makes it a little bit easier for me to see. I have 3 21s, but then I have 2 22s. I have 2 23s. So the number that occurs the most often is 21. So 21 is our mode. Now, just for a little extra here, it is possible for you to have 2 different modes. Like if you were given this set of data, but there was an extra 23 on the end, then your mode is allowed to be both 21 and 23. So in the median that we just did a moment ago, if you got 2 numbers in the middle, you had to find that true center. You needed to find one number. Mode is a little different. It just wants to know what occurs the most often. So if you do have a tie, there are two numbers that occur the same amount and it's the most, then it is possible to have two modes. I don't believe that'll ever happen on this IXL assignment, but because it can happen, I wanted to make sure you were aware of that. All right, let's do one more example of a mode problem. So Justin volunteered at the city park. He planted 8 flower beds with the following number of plants in them. What is the mode of the number of plants? So mode is the one that occurs the most. So you don't have to put them in order from least to greatest. You can just kind of count them off. That's the way I'll do it on this one. So we see 5 plants. That occurs twice. So 5 plants happens 2 times. And then 4 plants happens 1, 2, 3 times. Then 6 plants only happens once. 8 plants only happens once. And 9 plants only happens once. So our winner here would be 4 plants because that occurs 3 times. That is the mode. All right, the last set of examples we're going to do here are about range. So reminder that range, it's trying to find the range of your data set. So you are going to take the largest number and subtract from that the smallest number. Once again, kind of like with mode, you don't have to put them in order, but if you have a lot of numbers, it may help for you to put them in order because that will ensure that you really find the largest and the smallest number. So we'll go ahead and do that for this one. So now that they're in order from least to greatest, it makes it pretty clear that the smallest or our minimum number is 0, and the largest, the maximum number is 5. So to calculate the range, we take the largest number, subtract from it the smallest. 5 minus 0 is 5. So the range for this set of data is 5. All right, final example we're going to do here today is another one on range. So Mr. Gilmore kept track of the number of hours his 8 students spent doing volunteer work. His record showed as follows. What was the range of the number of hours spent doing volunteer work? So this time I'm not going to put them in order from least to greatest. I'm just going to look really carefully, double check my work to make sure I really do find the largest and the smallest number. So it looks like the smallest set of data is 4 hours. The largest is 8. So to find that range, we take 8 minus 4, which is 4. So the range of hours that his students spent doing volunteer work was 4 hours. All right, I hope that this helped you see the difference between mean, median, mode, and range. Please make sure you're checking out your notes, and if you need anything, reach out to your teacher for help. Or of course, remember IXL has videos available to you as well. You can check out their video. It can be wonderful to get things from a different perspective and a different voice. So good luck, and I know you got this.